What is up, everybody? Look what we got here, man. People have been wanting to see this sucker. The SYMA X700 foldable drone. Now, this is that thing. It looks kind of like a helicopter, because that's what it says on the link. It says helicopter quadcopter. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't have a camera on it, but it's a SYMA product, so it should probably fly pretty good. There's the some of the specs on it. X700 is the model name. Tells you the specifications. The flight time 12 minutes. The gross weight, the battery 500 milliamp hour. Okay, charging time 80 minutes. There's your specs of your controller right there on the box, which is pretty cool. There's the spin. Here's the 3D flip. One touch, takeoff, land. You know, the typical stuff on the SYMA controller. You know, nothing spectacular. Look at that. It's made in China. It's amazing. It made it through the blockade. It made it through all them ships. Let's get it out of here. Alright guys, so there you go out of the box, and it's got your, these are your typical SYMA controller. They've been using this style of controller for about 4 years. About 4 years ago they went to this make model of controller. So they've been having this for about 4 years. It doesn't have any batteries in it yet, but if you open the back here, it has a spot for four AA's. That's what it'll take in there, 4 of the big ones. So that makes it that'll make it a little bit heavier right there. So we'll get them in there, and they give you 2 batteries, which is pretty good. And we already saw what those were. They were 800s. It said it on the box. There's 2 of those little gum stick looking things. Charger, and has that, it's the red light green light deal. Screwdriver, some spare beauty caps, and some screws to put on the prop guards, which we won't be using. So they're very flimsy, these prop guards, but I guess they'll do good enough to bump into the wall with. Now, to put the battery in, you would plug it in here and stick it in that little compartment right there. You see that? I don't know if that went off camera or not. So you would just slide it in the bottom like that, and then slide it into here. Now, I don't know if there's an on and off button yet. Let me look at that real quick. Yeah, it's on the top right there. See that? Okay. So then you would plug it in. Yeah, this one here, there's plenty of room in the doorway and everything. It's not like some of these other things that are real cramped up or anything like that. So move this junk out of the way because I'm going to take it off in here. So there it is right there. Yeah, that looks cool. It looks cool. Let's see how it works out, right? So let me put some batteries in this controller real quick, and then we'll take off in here. Okay, I finally found me a couple of batteries. Boy, that took a couple of minutes. Oh, look at that. It's got a pretty cool light there on the front. That's pretty neat. Okay. Sounds just like a SYMA X23. Look how stable it is. Wow. Wow. I just put it in the second rate. Wow, it seems to fly really nice. Wow, I think that's going to be nice outside. Wow. All right, let's check that out. Let's get out there. And I just noticed it said right on there, fun flying. That thing is sharp, man. Wow. That thing is, it's nice looking. Pretty cool. Well, let's see how it flies. Now, the wind is kicked up a little bit. You can't see it yet on the trees, but it's swirling around a little bit. Okay, I got the high rate on, the second rate. Wow. Oh, it's flying good. Flying fine. Good SYMA. Oh, that's that little trickery it does. There's a little mode that it goes into. You hit this little button over here and it does this little... Okay, what button is it? I just hit it. There it goes. See how it goes into that little spinning? Like that. You have to push forward on the stick when you press this. So you press this and hit forward on the stick and it goes into this little couple of 360 things. Now that's the trim. You hold that stick in and trim it out if you need to go one way or another. That's the rate. There's the first rate. You see it's very crappy. There, it's a little bit better in the second rate. And there's only two, so that's all you get is two. Now I thought it did flips, but apparently it does not, because I'm not having any luck performing any flips. And there it goes, because I didn't press the stick. Wow. I'll put the flight time in. By the way, wow, that flip was pretty crazy looking. Whoa, that was a pretty wild looking flip there. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that thing flies good, man. Good SYMA. It could use a, I wish it had another rate on it, because then you could really zip it around, but I guess the two rates will just have to do. Wow. Yeah, it flies great. So far, so good on this thing. Absolutely. Either the wind is picking up or the trim is going out of whack because it keeps pushing back toward me big time. So I'm going to trim it out a little bit. Can't trim out the wind though. Ooh, it's acting up a little hair. I wonder if the battery's going. Or maybe that was just a little gust of wind. It's doing those little gusts of wind. You know, it's not, it just picks up and then it dies down and picks up and then dies down, you know, to kind of enough to make you go nuts. Especially when you're trying to fly a real light toy like this. Yeah, it's coming right at me, so it just keeps pushing this thing back toward me. So once it stops, it's really not out of trim that much because it's kind of sitting still if I, once the wind goes down, it kind of sits still. So I've probably pretty much got it trimmed out good enough. It flies really nice, guys. It steers really nice. Now I had this other SYMA. I don't even remember the name of it. It looked like this, but it was yellow. It had the 3 blades on it, and they were like duct motors. I don't know if you remember seeing that. It had the, I think 2 in the front, or 1 in the back, or 1 in the back, and or 1 in the front and 2 in the back, something like that. And I did the indoor thing on it. When I took it outside to fly, it wouldn't fly. That thing would not fly for nothing. I threw it in the garbage. It looked like some kind of amphibious vehicle type of deal. But yeah, it would not fly at all outside. This thing's flying great, guys. Really nice. Really nice. Wow. All you gotta do is watch out for these poles. See, now it's kind of sitting still, see? Kind of. God, that trim is still out of whack. But, you know, it's still flying great, so even though the trim's a little off, it's still flying good. I can tell you though, those little gusts of wind that comes up, it makes it kind of go like that, you know? It kind of flutters it a little bit. It's kind of weird that it does that. Yeah, definitely needed a 3rd rate on this. If this thing had a 3rd rate, it would have been perfect. Absolutely perfect. The flight time on this thing is going to be really good, guys. I'm really facing a big headwind right now. It's just pushing this thing right back to me. It's kind of fighting it. I might have to help it. It wants to come back toward me. Just hit the prop, hit my finger. But I'm doing all I can. I'm gonna have to land it, because it's gonna just fly backwards over this hill, because the wind is blowing where I can't stop it. You know, the wind is more powerful than the quadcopter. So I did the best thing actually by landing it. Or crashing it, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the wind is just pushing it back toward me. See? I'm not able to fight that. I'm trying to rescue it. Come on. Ah. That pisses me off, the no wind. Let me get back out here. This will give me more room for it to go backwards. Yeah, it's definitely too windy for this thing. But that's okay, it flew great, you know. In the little bit of time I had to fly it. Oh, how you doing, buddy? Good. In the little bit of time I had to fly it, it flew great. So I'm not gonna complain. No matter how much I trim it, it can't fight the wind. You know, the wind is winning, okay? But the flight time is really good, man. Flight time is really good. So we're just gonna sit here and ride it out. Yep, it definitely just needed that third rate to be able to fight off some of these winds. It just don't have it. Here comes another big gust coming in here in a second, so I can feel it on my face. The light's flashing anyway, so it's gonna peter out here in a second. The low battery warning's flashing now. I'm just gonna let it hit me. Okay, that's good enough. It did the job. All right, guys, I'll put the flight time in there, and we'll see what it did. But yeah, I love it, man. It flew great. The little bit of wind it was kicking up, it was really playing hell with this thing. Okay, so this is definitely a backyard no wind flyer. You see that little bit of wind right there, that bag? Okay, that's enough wind right there. See if you can see the tree there. So you're looking at like 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour wind. That's enough to make this not work very well. But that little bit of time that it was real calm, it flew great. So I give this thing a thumbs up without wind. Without wind, it's spectacular. With the wind, not so much. All right, guys, have a nice day. I'll talk to you later. And let me check real quick the video time. It was 13 minutes, man, so that thing went pretty damn long. So yeah, all right, have a nice day.